Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 19th. This week, we are going to jump right in here. You have this Toxic Triggers card. It says, find the strength to remove yourself from toxic influences in your life. You have this Day and Night card. It says, there is current disharmony due to existing differences in some matter. This came up for you a couple weeks ago. Not this card, but, I think I said something to you a couple weeks ago, maybe, where I was saying that I think what Cancer is learning at this very moment is that you need to be okay regardless of how other people are. And I know that's very, very hard to do. So I'm not criticizing you or anything here, Cancer. But like if there's something, if people are affecting you, this could be like a spouse, a person, it could be a friend, it could be, the people you work with, if they are, I'm not calling you out here, so I don't want you to take this the wrong way, Cancer. But I feel that there could be people, and you're like saying, if this person would just be this way, I would be fine. And I feel that this reading is kind of saying you need to be okay no matter what. And that, like I said, I'm not saying this is like easy or that this is going to be easy or anything like that. But it's definitely something that I think would probably make things a little bit better in your life. This is a very good reading. There's very good cards here, but I kind of feel it's saying that you are the one in charge. Three of Pentacles. You have the Three of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Swords in your first row of your current general energies. And the Three of Pentacles says, teamwork makes the dream work. It's a card of recognition for a job well done. But the thing about it is that he is the leader. These people are coming in a support position. They are supporting his vision. And so I get that energy here, Cancer, where it's like you need to be the one that is okay no matter what. And I hope that makes sense. But, I think just deciding that you are going to be the one that's in control of how you feel and, in control of how things go in a connection. I think I told you the story in the reading a couple weeks ago about there's a book that I never remember the frickin' name of, but it's like Positive Self-Talk, I think is, I don't know if that's the name of the book though. But anyway, there's a book and it's called, I think it's called Positive Self-Talk. But in that book, the author talks about how, he was dealing with a woman who had a husband who was like super negative, and she just started listening to positive self-talk, like things that, on like a tape, things, just positive affirmations and things like that. And her husband, like the whole time was, bitching and moaning about it and complaining about it. But she just kept doing it and she got more positive. And guess what happened? Eventually her husband came around and he became more positive, right? And so she just decided that in that moment she was going to take control of her own feelings and her own, how she felt. She took the lead and he followed. So, I don't know. I just feel like there could be something like that for some of you where it's like you wish, yeah, of course, it would be nice to wish that things were different in work or a relationship or whatever. But it's like ultimately it's up to you. And I feel like that's kind of what this Three of Pentacles is saying. Like he is getting a result, right? It's like it's hard for people to ignore a result. So even if you have a negative spouse or negative people at work, it's like if you're just focusing on yourself and getting a result, that's hard to ignore. And so, I don't know, there's something in that for you. You have the Page of Pentacles. There could be communication of love coming in for some of you if you want it. You have the Ace of Swords, you have the Lovers here, you have the Ten of Pentacles, really good for love. And so if you're hoping for like a new connection or a new person, this could be a new person. I also feel like you could be learning a lot about your finances. Three of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. I mean, amazing for money, this reading. But the Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness. So it's a card of like learning as much as you can about your finances and like learning how to improve them and make them better. So all that would be really good. You have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, of course, can be a victory or a success or communication. I kind of feel all of that because not only that, we go up to the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is also a victory or a success in something. So a lot of you could be having like a big victory this week, or just, there could just be a lot of positivity coming in for you, even though you have this card. And I was talking about you being okay no matter what. It kind of looks like you are doing that here, Cancer. I mean, look at all these cards. They're very positive. So, a lot of you could just be choosing to be, positive at this time. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Wands. I've been feeling work changes for you, Cancer, for a long time, so it wouldn't surprise me if you are making changes. But this kind of reminds me. This kind of reminds me of like graduation energy. It's like maybe you've been doing something for a long time, work-wise, but it's like let's pretend that the work you've been doing is like college. I feel if you're making a work change, like you are about to graduate. You are about to do something bigger or in a bigger way, and that doesn't mean you're quitting your job. You could be getting a raise or promotion, or you could be quitting your job and getting something new. If you have a business, you could be just taking it to the next level. And I feel all that energy on these cards, so really good. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Five of Swords, which you have twice here, and here. Five of Swords can represent cutting something out or walking away from something. I'm doing this video on May 12th, and we have that Scorpio full moon today. And so you definitely could be, removing something from your life, or you could be kind of stepping away from something. So that's going to be for some of you. The Five of Swords and the good stuff to me is about taking some sort of risk. So I kind of feel like some of you are taking a risk to do something new. The Page of Pentacles is definitely a card of newness, or a card of, kind of like exploring a new direction, especially with this Knight of Wands as well. And so some of you could be taking the risk of exploring something new. It literally could be anything. I mean, you have money, you have love here, you have just literal adventure with the Two of Wands and the Knight of Wands showing up here. So you're all going to be doing something different. Yes, with the Ace of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords. The thing about the Ace of Swords is that it cuts both ways. Sometimes we have to cut one thing out to have something better. We have this palm frond right here and this olive branch over here. Palm fronds in the tarot can represent making a sacrifice. The olive branch can be an offer of peace, but it can also just be like abundance, or, kind of receiving a gift from the universe. So I feel a lot of you are definitely kind of either cutting something out, or you're choosing to, walk away from something that no longer serves you. Probably this, if you're watching this the week of the 12th, you could be doing that. You could be cutting something out this week and, kind of getting the benefits the week of the 19th. So I definitely feel that with that card, but also victory twice, which is nice. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the Shield. It says you are safe from harm, so you are protected. You also have this Harlequin. It says true feelings are masked. So this could be about getting to the bottom of your own feelings. And the Shield card could say that you are protected, like revealing your feelings maybe won't hurt. Maybe that's what you're afraid of, is like you're afraid if you speak up or share how you feel about something that you're going to get hurt or be disappointed. But really, I don't think you will be with these two cards here, Cancer. You have the Nine of Pentacles, Six of Wands, and the Two of Wands. Very good row. Nine of Pentacles, card of independence, card of gratitude and luxuries, card of like the nicer things in life. So definitely a more positive week. I will say Pisces, I've only done Pisces readings so far, and now I'm doing yours, obviously. But, Pisces had a very positive week. You have a very positive week. So, things could be turning around this week. We will have the new moon on the 26th, and definitely after that new moon, things are kind of turning around. So the week of the 19th, we are close to the 26th. And, that could be why things are seeming better, or maybe seeming a little bit lighter. The Nine of Pentacles is kind of about building wealth with your skills. She has these grapes behind her, and the grapes in the tarot represent something that's very difficult to grow, but it says that it's something that you can do well. I kind of get this feeling for you, Cancer, that you need to be using your skills on like a bigger stage, is really the words that I'm getting. And so, like, right now, if you're using your skills, like, small, I think you need to use them somewhere bigger. And I don't, I don't know how, I don't know what all of you do, so I can't really say, like, what you need to do, but that's definitely something I would be thinking about, is, like, how can I use my skills in a bigger way? How can I get more attention on my skills? I really feel that's where this wealth could be coming from, and it's clear to me that you're trying to build wealth. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is wealth and security, really. It's kind of building and leaving a legacy. So a lot of you could be working on building those things. You have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a card of victory or success coming in for you. So a lot of you could be having a big success or a big win at this time, which is great. This is a card of getting attention on your work as well, which Three of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Definitely a great week for you to get attention on the things that you do. I also feel like there's some sort of assistance coming in for you. White horses in the tarot represent assistance, or like someone helping you kind of get a leg up, or someone is helping you have a victory. And so, again, if there are positive people in your life who want to lift you up, I would let them. And I would also, don't be afraid to ask for help either, is kind of popping into my head with this Six of Wands. You have the Two of Wands, definitely some sort of risk that you have to take. There's something you want here, Cancer. He's standing in his comfort zone. This right here, it's kind of hard to see, but right down here is his village. And the Two of Wands is about leaving a comfort zone to get something that you want. I kind of feel for some of you, it could be love, because we have the Lovers right here. And so some of you, it's like maybe you do have to expose your feelings to a person to tell them that you love them. maybe don't say that, right? Don't say that on day one, right? Maybe this is, I would start a little bit slower here if this is a person. This could be a person who gets a lot of attention as well with that Six of Wands. It could be like a successful person, or it could be a person who stands out or something like that. So, I wouldn't just like rush right in and tell this person you're in love with them on like day one, but I do feel there's like a need to kind of leave a comfort zone if this is love. We also have the Six of Cups right here. So Six of Cups can be a soulmate as well. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Pentacles. I think you get the Knight of Pentacles with me a lot. And the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the tarot that is not making a move. He has these empty fields behind him, and he has these oak leaves on his helmet. The oak leaves represent knowledge and wisdom. So if he would just plant those seeds in that field behind him, they would grow. So I feel like it's time for you to like plant some seeds. It's time for you to take action. It's time for you to like make something happen, something that you've been thinking about. This could be in work and business and love, pretty much any area of your life. You're going to have to, be honest with yourself and look at where you want to take action and, do it. And I've been saying this to you for like a month now here, Cancer. With the Six of Wands, you have the Nine of Wands. I would really go for things this week. It does seem to be like a fiery week, I would say, as well. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, so he has, experienced pain in the past, but now he's holding on to one more wand, and he's not giving up. So in any area of your life where you are trying to be successful or trying to have an accomplishment or achievement, I feel like this reading is saying, like, go for it. Like, don't give up now. You are very close to something, and I just would not give up. With the Two of Wands, you have the King of Cups. Could be another water sign that you're attracted to here, Cancer. Could be any sign, really. I mean, you also have Earth as well, so it could be water, Earth. I mean, I think, just in general, water or Earth is good for Cancer, so that kind of makes sense. But the King of Cups is usually a person who has very stable emotions, and so the King of Cups, he's sitting in the middle of the ocean, and the story of the King of Cups is that he's explored his emotions to a very deep level. So this could really be like a healed person that you're attracting, which would be good, of course. Could be a person who's just like very stable emotionally as well. I also feel for like a small percentage of you that you are thinking about moving. I have a couple cards in the tarot that I call clue cards. And sometimes the King of Cups is a clue to me for a move. So if you are thinking about moving, then some of you definitely could be moving. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this horse spirit. It says freedom is yours. You have this armadillo spirit. It says set healthy boundaries. Yeah, if you are like meeting a person this week, or even over the next like few weeks, I would say, make sure to set healthy boundaries. If you're finally taking action on that Knight of Pentacles, then you probably will feel more free, because you're actually like putting the work in to get something that you want, or to do something that you want. So like I said, I think that's where the freedom is coming from. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Six of Cups. The Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. He's looking at the Seven Pentacles that he's grown in front of him, and he's saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's trying to decide like what's worth it to work on and what's not worth it to work on in life. A lot of you, I kind of do get that feeling though, for you, where you really could be weighing your options with everything that you do in your life this week. So you could be like trying to decide, like, is it worth it to do this, that, or the other thing? And I don't know, I can't answer that question for you, Cancer. So, I would just say take your time and in your decision making on whether or not you should keep working on projects or relationships or whatever with that card. You have the Lovers, so again, definitely could be love coming in for you, and the Lovers is usually a divinely guided connection. So this is like your higher self angel, and he is guiding these two people together. So there could be two people being guided together, you and someone else. Even if you don't want love, I kind of just feel that a lot of you are being guided towards something that you will love, and you have the Ten of Pentacles right next to it. So the Ten of Pentacles is your ultimate vision for your life. You know, Ten of Pentacles is like building, leaving a legacy. So a lot of you could be living a life full of love, like a life that is love now, or you're getting closer to love with that energy. So, you know, again, I definitely like to see that. You have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups can represent a turnaround. Six of Cups can be love, can represent a soulmate coming in for you. But sometimes I feel the Six of Cups can be a gift from the universe. And usually the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is a turnaround, meaning we've been bumping up against an obstacle, and then we get the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups represents, a turnaround, things improving or things getting better. And so I feel for a lot of you that, there could be like some sort of turnaround happening this week. I also feel, this is a very good energy for Cancer. Cancer rules like children, and the Six of Cups is a card of your inner child. So I feel it would be a great time for you to like tap into your inner child with the Six of Cups. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands. You have like bold action this week, I feel. The King of Wands, he has to be bold. He has to be assertive. He has to really charge towards what he wants. Also, speaking of children, the King of Cups, he really is very nurturing. I think that's something people don't think about with the King of Wands. He doesn't necessarily represent children, but anything that he is working on or anything that he wants in his life, he really, really nurtures it into existence. He really cares for the things, like that he is building in his life. So I feel for a lot of you that, kind of like nurturing things is going to be important. Any projects, businesses, ideas that you're working on, like really taking care of them is going to be a good idea. With the Lovers, you have the Four of Wands. What do you know? Definitely could be a person you'll marry in the future if you're looking for that sort of thing here, Cancer. So Four of Wands is marriage. I'm not saying you're going to marry him like today, but definitely in the future. The Four of Wands is also a card of freedom. They are, and you have that card that says freedom is yours. With the Four of Wands, we have to complete one thing and set ourselves free. Now, like I was saying at the beginning of the reading, I think ultimately this week, and really I would say for the rest of your life, it's like you have to realize that your feelings are your own. And I said this to you a couple weeks ago, and I like at the beginning of this reading, I remembered what I said to you a couple weeks ago. So I think this is about choosing like who you want to be and committing to it. Four Wands, it's marriage, but it could also just be commitment. And I feel you need to commit to those feelings no matter what is going on around you. And if you can do that, you will set yourself free. With the Six of Cups, you have the Devil. I would be careful of past people. I don't know. I would definitely say going like this way, that the Nine of Wands would say you have to put boundaries up against past people. Especially if you're meeting a new person, you could have a past person that tries to get in the middle of it or tries to cause a problem. So I would be careful of any like past people that you're dealing with or any past situations. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this cleansing card and the strength card. Yes, I definitely feel that it's a good time for cleansing and healing all summer, until like September. I think it's a great time to heal, rest, relax, recover. The strength card says you could be building strength or becoming stronger in life in general, which also would be amazing with that strength card. You have the Five of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Hangman. Five of Swords can represent taking a risk in the good stuff. So like I said at the beginning of the reading, I feel some of you could be taking some sort of risk. The other thing is in the good stuff, this could say that if you have walked away from anything, it doesn't even have to be a person, that, coming up in the good stuff, you could finally be seeing like right now how it was a good thing that you walked away, right? And so that's what the Five of Swords kind of really represents. The Five of Swords can also be a victory. You have the Six of Wands, and I'm talking about in the good stuff, right? He is the winner on the card, but normally we look at the Five of Swords as a bad thing because he is kind of winning at all cost. But in the good stuff, I think this is saying you are winning. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Again, Ten of Pentacles is like everything you want and desire in your life. So Ten of Pentacles doesn't mean that you are going to magically have everything you want and desire, but it does mean that you are focused on it, that you could finally have this vision. Again, I say this in like every reading, that the Ten of Pentacles is super important right now. We are getting to the end of Uranus and Taurus. If there was an astrological placement that represented the Ten of Pentacles, it would probably be Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus wants us to build true freedom, wants us to build something like a legacy, wants us to build something that is going to last forever. So I think a lot of people are being asked to build their Ten of Pentacles on Earth right now. And, this is like creating your own heaven on Earth. Well, really, the Nine of Pentacles is a card of heaven on Earth, but, in this reading, I'm going to say the Ten of Pentacles is you kind of really creating heaven on earth. It's kind of a card of having it all. And I always say that, again, is life perfect? Hell no. But, working towards the Ten of Pentacles is a worthy goal. Will you ever truly accomplish everything? Probably not. But at least working towards it will make your life a lot better. And the Ten of Pentacles, I think, wants you to do that. I also do feel money could just be improving for you this week. If you're learning new things about money with that Page of Pentacles, if you're learning about your skills with the Nine of Pentacles, definitely could be financial improvements here. You have the Hangman. Hangman is being kind of stuck in Hangman mode, but it's coming up in the good stuff. So a lot of you maybe have been stuck on something, and you could finally be gaining enlightenment. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom on the Hangman, and his head is glowing, so he has finally gained enlightenment. Really, in the good stuff, this could say you're setting yourself free. You are getting out of this stuck energy, and you are finally able to move forward, which is amazing. With the Five of Swords, you have the Five of Pentacles. Again, Five of Pentacles in the good stuff would say that you're coming out of the cold, and also could represent you finally improving your finances. So Five of Pentacles normally says that, the problem, I should say, with this card is that these two people are calling attention to their weaknesses. They are calling attention to their problems, and they're not focusing on their strengths. So the Five of Pentacles has a very easy solution, which is to focus on your strengths. But, again, it's coming up in the good stuff. So I would say that you are focusing on your strengths this week. With the Ten of Pentacles, yes, you have the Page of Cups. Definitely could be a love offer. Again, Ten of Pentacles is the best love card in the deck. Yeah, sure, it's a Pentacle card, but it kind of represents there's a family on the card right here. This family has two dogs. They have it all, basically. So you could be attracting a really solid connection at this time. It might not be like this week. It could be like this summer as well. But, like I said, I feel like there could be a very solid connection here. With the Hangman, you have the Moon. Could be a Pisces. You have two Pisces cards right here. It could be any sign. You have Pisces, you have Capricorn, you have Earth, you have Pisces again, or water. Could be water, could be fire here. So it could be any sign. You have Gemini as well. But the Moon could represent clarity, finally, getting clarity. The Hangman, he is hanging from that tree of knowledge and wisdom to gain clarity. The Moon normally represents fears, fantasies, illusions, or not seeing things clearly. But when it comes up in the good stuff, it kind of would represent you getting into a position where you can see things more clearly in your life. It could also say that you are taking the path of the Moon. So the Moon is a path where you don't know all the answers, but you go down that path anyway. Can't make this up. You have this Wedge card. It says someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. I would be careful of X's with the Devil and the Six of Cups, especially if you're getting into a new connection or something like that. I feel like you get this card with me, this one, before, or you have. And so, it's like, it could even be their ex, right? You could be getting with a person and their crazy ex or something jumps in your DMs or something, or stalks you and says something to you. So I wouldn't be listening to anyone and this doesn't even have to be love, right? This could be people telling you not to do something or whatever. And I wouldn't listen to that stuff this week with the Devil and the Six of Cups. You have this tree card. It says affairs with family. Yeah, family stuff looks really good for you. You have a lot of good family cards. Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands. These are good cards for family. So if you're if you're doing things with family, it looks good. You have this staff. It says you will be taken care of in difficult times. And didn't you have the Nine of Wands? Yes, the Nine of Wands is holding on to that staff, right? It's like that is the thing that is comforting him. And so I think that you are being protected. You have this pin card. It says new job, new career. I think a lot of you could be like upgrading, like I said at the beginning of the reading. Some of you could be getting something new, but I think that you're taking something to a bigger stage. Like I said, that was like the words that I was getting for you, Cancer. So I'm not so sure, like, I'm not so sure that it is like a new career. It could be like the same thing. Obviously, if you don't have a job and you've been looking for one, it definitely could be a job. But, it seems to me like you're taking up more space. You're like putting yourself out there more, getting more attention on your work. I think you've had this card with me as well for weeks. You have this card that says time to act. You keep getting these cards that basically say it's time to take action. So, whatever you've been thinking about doing or want to do, I would definitely take action with this card. But this looks amazing, Cancer. I love this. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.